Globalization is not new. Since the start of civilization, people have already traded goods with their neighbors. Let me tell you a story of how it started. Numerous experts claim that globalization already existed even before during the 2nd century BCE. However, it is very evident in the presence of the Silk Road, which was commonly known as the first global trade route in history. It had a scope and importance far greater than the simple exchange of goods. Indeed, the myriad of interconnected routes serve as a vehicle for the fruitful exchange of arts, religion, cultures, ideas, and technology. In the world today, it is widely known that globalization is one of the major drivers that fuels everything into a new modern world. Trade, business, foreign exchange, technology, transportation, and communication serve as testimonies of the so-called globalized world. However, behind those massive economic development is the huge gap between the developed and the developing countries. The need to liberalize has necessitated a reduction in state engagement in national life, resulting in a wave of privatization, job cuts, reductions in health, education, and food subsidies, among other things, harming the disadvantaged in society. In many situations, liberalization has resulted in increased inequality, trapping individuals in abject poverty. According to the Human Development Report of 1997, impoverished nations and poor people's concerns are often overlooked as a result of globalization. The garment industry in Bangladesh makes clothes that are then shipped out across the world. It employs as many as 4 million people, but the average worker earns less in a month than the US worker earns in a day. The people living in communities that had been dependent on jobs outsourced elsewhere often suffer. Effectively, this means that workers in the developed world must compete with lower-cost markets for jobs. Unions and workers may be unable to defend against the threat of corporations that offer the alternative between lower pay or losing jobs to a supplier in a less expensive labor market. Globalization is also exacerbating wealth disparities and inequality between more and less educated people of a community. As a result, unskilled employees may be impacted by falling wages, which are under continual pressure due to globalization. As humanity is embracing the fruitful impact of globalization, some people are suffering with too many inequalities across nations brought by this phenomenon. We are currently facing the bidirectional effect of globalization, and this would continue to go far if policymakers will remain blind, neglecting its disadvantages to those poverty-stricken countries.